Hi, Julie Torrance here. Well, today I am working on the alphabet challenge, and that is being run by Ann Kenlin. You get a letter a week, and you're to make something that you use in junk journaling that has that letter. Now, we're not supposed to use something real obvious, but, well, I'm using dictionary page for my letter D. Now, I know that's not particularly unusual, or maybe it's a little too obvious. However, hear me out. And I'm just tearing out some dictionary pages from 2 different dictionaries. Another person that I follow that's a junk journal maker is Joie DeFee. And I will link Anne and her letter D. And I will also link Jody, her channel, because she does fabulous work. But I was watching her as I tear out more of these papers. I can't even tell you exactly what she was making that day, but what stuck out in my mind was she said, I think I have enough. She said, I make all of my master boards out of book page. And I thought, really? Well, I don't have that much book page, but I do have a lot of dictionary page, and maybe you do too. So I thought, okay, I'm going to make a master board following her directions, and I'm going to make it out of dictionary page, because although dictionary page is maybe tends to be a little bit thinner than a lot of book page, I think it'll work. So let's give it a try. So I've got 5 dictionary sheets here, and I just laid them out to see if I felt like I had enough. The first layer, she used a wet glue. She used like an Elmer's type glue, a PVA glue that she said she had mixed half water, half glue. Well, I find that type of glue, and I am going to line this up to make it hopefully kind of straight. And if I'm getting my head in, I'm sorry. But anyway, she used it and it seemed to be working fine. My experience is generally when I use on dictionary page something as wet as an Elmer's type glue, I get too much puckering. So I'm going with my glue stick. As I always try to say, if you're new, welcome, but if you're not new, you know I try to always keep in mind, use what you have. I don't have a lot of book page. I don't even know if I have any really handy right now. I think I'll do it this way. All right, if I line the top up straight, then if I put this one straight, I know I might be kind of off the screen, but you know what I'm doing. Then, okay, so right under that word blunt, you understand what's happening here. If I pull out so that you can see everything, then everything is so small. So it's kind of a balance when you're working on something like this. Okay, line it back up. I just got this cutting mat. You're probably thinking, well, it's kind of yucky. I got it from the dumpster. I know. Someone was moving out, a crafter. I talked with her a little bit, and she was throwing it away, and I have wanted one for a while, so I thought, okay, I'll just help myself. she didn't want it anymore. Now the other side has a lot of acrylic paint. When I have time, which is really almost always, but if I have time, I will kind of clean up that other side because I think I can get that acrylic paint off with some nail polish remover. I've got like a place where extra sheets had bunched up and I was just trying to get that off. Okay, one more sheet. Trying to line it up. It won't be perfect. That's okay. All right, that piece of paper that I took off is haunting me. All right, there we go. Now, can you guys just not be in my way so much? There we are. Okay, first layer done. Second layer, I'm using a different dictionary page because I wanted, like, you know, different textures and stuff. I'm going to just move this a little bit, maybe kind of fold it, that'd be fine, because the second layer, instead of just putting glue on an edge, she put it over the whole thing. So I don't normally have multiple glue sticks started, but because I didn't want you sitting here all day, I am going to be using a larger glue stick. I don't know if this is faster or not. But now I'm just going to be layering these on over the whole thing. Whoops, that's very crooked. Straight enough. We're not going to sweat the small stuff. So how are you? I hope you're doing well. As I said, if you're new to my channel, welcome. This alphabet challenge, I am finding it to be a lot of fun. I really am. Okay, gluing. Well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep gluing, but I'm going to speed up the process for you. That's done for now. I'm going to set it aside and I'm going to start on the next one, which is about half. So, you know, we've got the board that we just made, and I'm going to make another one, just one layer that's about half. So I think you can see how I did it. I just glued it on the margins, and it's our second sheet. Now, I'm going to just go ahead and I'm going to switch from gluing to the next step. Okay, for the next step, I just got some protection on my board, and I've got, you know, a card. Get a credit card or a old cards. I get them in the mail all the time. Sometimes they're plastic, sometimes they're wood. I've got my gesso, white gesso, and I'm going to put gesso on this second sheet that we put together. And this is just the one layer of dictionary page. And I don't know why. Oh, it's got kind of like a perforation and it's making those lines. I don't mind that. It's kind of cool, really. But I want the gesso to go spreading just a little bit further. I don't want to waste this gesso. Okay, there. because I want it to be a thin coat. Gesso dries fast. It also dries more transparent than when it goes on. If I don't get every square inch covered, that's fine. And I knew dictionary page might want to wrinkle and buckle a little bit because it's not designed for wet mediums, but that's okay. All right. Now it's wet, but as I say, it dries pretty fast. I'm going to add, and I've got some of my paints, some of my acrylic paints. Just get some of your craft paints. It's fine. But for the project that I'm working on, I've got peaches and pinks and tea dye, a little bit of green here and there. Let's just do it this way. I'm not using brushes. I'm not using palettes, but I'm just going to put a little bit of these colors. And this is a pearly pink. It's a Martha Stewart pearl paint, and it's called Tiger Lily. I'm using that same card, and I'm just spreading some color on. And this is not going to obliterate the writing underneath, not at all. Okay, and now I'm going to grab some of the pink. Now, this is a new one to me. I got this at the craft warehouse. I try to buy these paints $1 or less. Wow, okay, this is jelly-like. So I'm going to go with the smaller opening. Yeah, I think this is kind of a chalky paint. But I'm just getting some color without taking away the dictionary. And again, you know, it could be book page. I just don't have a lot of book page. Maybe because I honestly haven't looked specifically for it very much, because I do have so much dictionary page. Okay, there's the pink and the peach. I'm going to add a touch of green. But remember, this is a master board. So I'm not looking, and I'm going to, ooh, that's a lot. Kind of where the white is. I'm not looking for composition, you know, oh, I've got some color here, so I've got to put some color there. No, this is a master board gets cut up to use like a sheet of decorative paper. Yep. But I normally do a master board on something like a cereal box, a pizza box, or a 12 by 12 that I'm not crazy about. But nope. I want to get a little metallic on here. So I'm going to use gold. And again, I'm into the Martha Stewart, and this one's called yellow gold. Master boards get cut up. And so I find that you may think, oh, I'm putting an awful lot. It's going to be awful busy. When it's cut up, it's not. It's not awful busy. So layer her up. Okay. And then this project has tea dye. So I think this color is called sand. Desert sand. This is the closest paint that I had to sort of a tea dye color. So I'm just going to add some of that. We definitely can see our dictionary through. And any place that has no paint, I am trying to push a little paint on it. Okay. Typical of this type of work, we're going to need some dry time, but I'll be right back. Okay, this seems to be dry. It's had about an hour. Now you may not need an hour. Just it's going to depend on how thick you put the paint on and, you know, the paper and all that. I've got out my Ranger, and it is the archival ink in sepia, and I want to put some marks on here. Now, we've already got all this typesetting, and there's also going to be typesetting on the other piece that we did. So I picked out a couple of stamps that are, you know, swirly, not words, not printing, not fonts. And let's get this on here. Now, these aren't going to be perfect, you know, impressions. It doesn't matter. It's just for marks. Well, that barely showed up. Let me get, I've got here, hang on. I wasn't planning on using it. I've got this little cutting mat, but it's kind of soft. So let's get some ink on here again. And I'm going to go kind of on top of where I was. And see if this makes it better. Me sitting down isn't helping either. Better. The middle of my stamp might not be getting inked up, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Let's move it over. Put some this way. I'm going to slide it there. Give it a good press. Well, that's enough of that stamp. It's just not happy. I've got this quadrifoil, and maybe we'll get some better marks with it. Is my stamp pad too dry? I don't think so. I don't think that's it. I'm going to give it one more go. I gave it some pounds. And let's see what this does. It's on there, but you can barely see it, that's for sure. I'm still going with it. I'm going to try one more thing. I'm going back to this one with just my hand. There we go. That's what we're talking about. Yep, just keep trying. Don't give up. Because as I say, I'm just trying to get some marks. When we cut up a master board, however much you put on it, it seems like less when it gets cut. This stamp that I'm using is from, I bought it in a lot from a lady that had a store that was retiring. And I know that it's a indigo blue stamp. How we doing? A few more. That looks pretty good. I see a few other spots that are pretty bare. Turn the paper around. Get a different angle. I'm happy with these swirlies, though. I really am. Things always work out. Don't get discouraged. If plan A doesn't work, head for plan B. And I don't care if you get all the way to plan Z. Just keep going. I've got ink on here. Find a place. All right. Yep, that's good. That's what I kind of had in mind. Now, we can get rid of this. And the next step is going to be cutting this guy up. And I'm just going to use a ruler because I do want the edges torn. And one of the reasons why I was really had it in my mind that I wanted this to be dry was because in this tearing part, I didn't want it to be mushy. Do you know what I mean? Now I'm just going for squares and rectangles. And if they're not perfectly square, I'm not worried about it. And like this edge is a little weird. That's fine. I'm just at this point, I'm making them smaller. Because if you remember, this was about half as much paper as our masterboard is going to be. So a little bit more. Maybe even skinnier. Now, I don't know if you can tell by now, but even though we've got gesso and we've got rubber, well, acrylic paint and rubber stamping, it doesn't look too busy. And now here's the masterboard, and I'm going to start gluing these pieces on in kind of a masterboard style. I'm going to put these here, and I'm just grabbing the top one, and I'm going to be a gluing. Now, can you see I have little places like that? This is a good time that I can kind of repair. If I happen to notice them. And once I cut this, it's very possible that more of those kinds of places are going to show up. And that's okay. I don't want to forget the edges though, because I tend in a project like this to have all kinds of goodness in the middle, but the edges I miss. So I'm heading for the edges and the corners. Jody, is her name Jody or Joey? Jody, I think it's Jody. DeFee. Like I said, I will link her. But she has a lot of spectacular junk journaling ideas for ephemera and for little add-ons, different ways to make different folios and paper pads and things that you can make. Now I'm going to put this right over a seam. If some of these overlap, that's fine. I know it's not going to cover the whole thing, obviously. I only made it half the size, but we've got another seam here. Let's put this one here. It's a little crooked, but we don't care. If you've made masterboards using book page, please, and if you can't see me gluing, I'm sorry. Please let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear what is your adventure with that. Maybe you did it once and decided no and never did it again. Or maybe you did it and it's the only way you do it from here on out. You know, I'm interested to hear about it. So this week, today is Monday, and I'm hoping to get this video up today. And I think I will. And yesterday, I spent the afternoon with my son and daughter-in-law and my two grand boys. and had such a good day. The 9-month-old is just growing to beat to band. He's a big boy. And he's getting very accustomed to table food. He's got, I think, 6 teeth. And he uses them. He is crawling in what I call the commando crawl. He's not up on his knees yet, but I don't think it'll be long. He'll get up on his knees, but then he just rocks back and forth. He hasn't figured out the arm leg kind of a thing yet, but he does move around quite well, doing what I call that commando crawl, and he's moving around fast enough. None of us are trying to rush him. He likes to stand with you holding him, but like if you prop him up near a couch or something to see if he'll hang on and stand, no, he doesn't. Not yet. He's not feeling that yet. How we doing? What do you think? Do you think it's coming along? I do. And can you see that it's not, maybe you think it is too much. I don't think that what we did on the papers that we're gluing, I don't feel like they're too much, too busy. I think they're fine. And we still have plenty of dictionary page showing. So that's good. That can fit right there. Remember the edges, Julie. Okay. This is looking good. Sorry for my inky hands. When you're using sepia, it makes your hands look dirty, but they're not dirty. I don't think. Okay. All right. This is feeling good. I am going to grab my big cutter. Okay, I realize that you can't really see the whole caterpillar, but that's what we're using. I think the first thing I'm going to do, I'm making a little room, is I'm going to cut off this raggedy edge. I want to, yeah, I think so. There we go. And now I want to make pockets. So I'm gonna put that, oh look, I cut the corner off. Ha! Sharp, huh? All right, I want to go 3 inches or 4 inches. I'll go 4 inches. And I think I'll go 4 inches again. My piece of paper is just a little bit longer than my cutter. And then this one is over 6. I'm going to go 3. Okay. The leftover piece here is a little over 4. All right. Away with you. Sit back down, Julie. Sit back down, girl. Okay. So, now I've got my little trimmer. And I want to make some pockets. So I'm going to start with these 4 inchers. And let's see. Tuck it under there. I want to go 3. 1, 2, 3. And do it again. 3. And one more. 3. Okay. Now, this leftover one, it's got like a torn spot. And I'm just going to chop that off. I've got this little flyaway piece. That's okay. Few flyaways. It's all right. Set this aside. And let's see if we can make some pockets. First thing I want to do is with this one. And I have had this with every masterboard. Oh, it's rusty. This pin is rusty. So now I'm getting rusty glue. I'm just going to squirt it out there till it comes white. And I'm just going to tack that down. A little sepia color never hurt anything. All right. Now, I'm going to tear that little bit off. Glue that down. A few more little edges here. It just, while I can see them and they're looking right at me, it is a little easier to do it now. Little bits of repair. Okay, that one can sit for a minute. These 3. And I'm going to show you how one way I want to make a pocket. Okay. A little glue there. Now, the fact that I have to do this after this process, it doesn't put me off. Because I've never made any masterboard, and maybe I'm just a terrible gluer, but I've never made any masterboard that I didn't have this kind of a thing. So it is what it is. All right, well, I'm not putting that back in there. So now, which one of these pin groups? And you know what? I think I dumped them all together. Well, we're going to... Rheumatoid hands, ladies. There. Grab another one and see if it rusts it out. At least it didn't plug. Okay. All right. Now, what I want to do with this is I want to make 3 pockets that are boom, boom, boom on the page. So while they're all knit together, I'm going to take my punch and I'm going to punch the hole. There. All right. Now, with the sepia, I'm grabbing a little ink pad. And I'm looking for my sepia ink. I didn't put it away. Here we go. I have a new little table beside my desk that I'm really excited about. My son and daughter-in-law, I hope I didn't tell you this already. I don't think I did. They got it, and it's mid-century modern, which goes with their furniture. But it just didn't fit, you know, the dimensions. So I have it. It's right by my side here, and I can put things that I'm using in my video on it that don't fit on my desk. So I just have to get used to it a little bit more. Okay, I've inked that one up. Doesn't feel like it's falling apart. The 2 layers of dictionary page feel a lot like some, I would say quite a bit of the paper pad 12 by 12s that I buy. You know, the one-sided ones that you can get from Michael's for $5, buy one, get one free. Yeah, it feels like it's about whatever weight that normally is. Okay, now I have here just a piece of coffee dyed paper that is kind of like my measurer. So what I want to do is I want to stack these on a page like that. But I just wanted to see, this is fine. You know, I wanted to see which one I would like at the bottom because it's going to, oh, I like that one better. Okay, so I'll put this one at the bottom. I'll put this one at the top. All right. Now, can I do this without gluing it down? I think I can. You know, I don't want to glue it to this page, although I could. Why don't I? It's a nice piece of coffee dyed paper, and I need that in my journal. Well, that's the end of that. So on goes the first one, and I'm holding it where I want to remember, don't put the glue. I want it as straight as I can, but not too close to this edge because that's where the seam of the journal will be. Okay. And I think this one is number 2. Yeah. You know, I want them to be about the same. I'm going to bring it down a little bit more. I like that. Okay. So, making put a little glue right there. Making a master board with dictionary page. I would have never thought it. Never. Had I not saw that video where it was made on book page, but for me, dictionary page is about the same. Okay, now, am I about the same, like from here to here? How about that? Will that be all right? It'll have to be. I only started coffee dyeing at home just a short while ago, like maybe a week ago, maybe 2. I think about a week ago. Okay. Well, you're not sticking at all. There. Take that. Good. Hey. Now that didn't even up, but this did. That's okay. That's okay. Not to worry. All right, I've got some embellishments from my kit that I'm using. I just made this kit a short time ago, and since I've got this kind of bad edge, I've got some faux washi tape that I could put along the edge, and that will just even up the score. What do you think? Huh? I think it's genius. All right. I think I've got this just about right. If not, I'll cut another one. All right, let's see. Yep. Okay. Now, I'm going to use art glitter glue because I've got acrylic paint on here, and acrylic paint and glue stick doesn't always go as a good combo. Now, when I buy glue sticks, I do not buy the ones that say made for kids, washable, won't stain your clothes. No, that's not designed to stick. I want something that sticks. All right, I want to even it up at the bottom. And it's just a little long for the top. There. Okay, nice start. I like it. I've got a little unevenness over here. I wonder if I could trim it. Ooh, I think I can. Okay. Oh, we're just cheating and cheating, aren't we? Now, decorate here is my thought. And I've got, this is it's like a, I don't know if you can see. It's like a ledger, but I don't like it. Well, I like it, but I don't like it for that spot. I'm pulling out some of these that are a little bit darker. All right, I like that butterfly there, but what are we going to put with it? Flowers? Watering can? Too big. Flowers? Good. More flowers? Oh, flowers in a flower pot? I like that. Yes, I do. Butterfly looks a little big. I know I've got some smaller ones. Like that. I like that. What else? Label. The label needs something. Bird. Wait a minute. These flowers are tangled. Have a blue pot, bluish greenish. Too big. Okay. Oh, how about a Wellington or some kind of a boot? If it goes over this way, I'm not worried. As a matter of fact, now I'm really liking that. Okay. Let's get this down. Ink. Too much stuff. I'm getting confused. This. Was it the flower pot? No, it was the boot, but it's going to hang off the side. I remember. I'm not gone yet. Almost, but a little bit of memory left. This is from my digital that's on Ko-fi, coffee, and it's called Letters from the Garden. I'm going to be putting that journal together, but I've been working on my letters. And as I've been working on the letters, I've been working on ephemera for it. Okay, let's get these down and then see where we're at. What am I doing? Too much going on. There. Come on, fussy cuts. Ooh, I'm going to leave those out. And that flower, I may need it. Leave those out. Okay, now, glue. And I'm going to stick with the art glitter glue again because I've got acrylic paint. So we took the masterboard idea with dictionary page instead of cardboard or scrapbook paper. Those are my normal go-tos. And instead, I use dictionary page. And I think it's a nice alternative. I really do. I'm going to put that right even over that border. Okay, I've got this. Yes, I like that. Now, I had this flower. Doesn't do much for me. I don't think I want another butterfly. I do have some small birds. Oh, that's cute. Okay. I'm inking it up. I want some ink on his feet. Okay. So you can see an idea of how I'm going to use this master board. And I like this 3-pocket page that can go in my journal. Absolutely. Okay, well, master board from dictionary. Next week, the letter is R. If you found this helpful, please give it a like. Subscribe if you haven't. Today is the perfect day to subscribe. Take a look at my printable, and I will see you over here where another video is going to pop up just for you.